must succeed. Let's make sure that history never forgets the name. Enterprise. Guard out.
Our lives are different to anybody else's. That's the exciting thing. Nobody in the universe can do what we're doing.
Greenville, I am calling battle station. Anything can happen in the next half hour.
Oh, hundreds and hundreds, but don't worry. I started a very long time ago.
Calling the War Council of Gallifrey. This is the Doctor.
You might say I've been doing this all my lives.
We're on.
Stand by.
Ready. Commencing calculations. Soon be there.
Cross the boundaries that divide one universe from another.
Got to lock onto his coordinates.
And for my next trick, I didn't know when I was well off. All 12 of them.
No, sir.
Ah! All 13!
Oh, yes, indeed, ladies, yes, and good evening, good morning. I hope you're doing well wherever you are. You probably haven't seen Doctor Who if you're doing well. That's another shit one. But it's a whole new type of shit. So there you go. It was written back in the days that being so very, very black will give it substantial plot armor, right? That you want, a critique armor. That, you couldn't really criticize it without getting, told you're a racist. This is nothing to do with everybody being black in the episode. Although everybody being black back in the episode is a peripheral to the central problem. Central problem is Britishness is a part of the DNA of Doctor Who. Like, you really need Britishness in Doctor Who. And, it's okay if you would send him into a very non-British culture, like put him in Africa, like he is tonight, right? If he's very the Doctor, and it's kind of a fish out of water thing. What's his name? Denham Elliott in the Indiana Jones movies, right? What was the third one? Third one had this great line in it, right? When he's talking about Marcus Brody, right? Who was he Marcus Brody the father of the awful woman that what's her name played? Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Madeline, no, wasn't it Shaw, wasn't it? He was Brody, wasn't it? I can't remember. Let's see if I can find the clip, because if I can get Harrison Ford to say it instead of me, it's going to be so much better. So it's and by all this is better to talk about than Doctor Who. Okay, you can thank me. Indiana Jones, Last Crusade, Brody. Let's see if that. There is a. Is this? Yes, I can't believe it comes right up. That is crazy. Wow. See, this is why Rumble's, it's got his work cut out dealing with YouTube. YouTube just has all this shit all the time. So fine. Here we go. Share screen. Share screen. No, it's not share screen. Video. My mistake. Video file. Downloads. Not Mr. Ring-a-Ding. No.
Dr. Schneider.
Why? She was freaking gorgeous. Never saw her again. Yeah, but he lives this great line at the end of this scene. Oh, come on. Where is it? Oh, here this is it.
Brody's got friends in every town and village from here to the
Yeah, I've got to go back.
He's not up to the challenge.
He sticks out like a sore thumb. We'll find him.
The hell you will. He's got a 2-day head start on you, which is more than he needs. Brody's got friends in every town and village from here to the Sudan. He speaks a dozen languages, knows every local custom. He'll blend in, disappear. You'll never see him again. With any luck, he's got the grail already.
Does anyone here speak English?
So yeah, you need some kind of Britishness in it for it to be British. Being British is something very important to Doctor Who. So this was just There's no connective tissue. This is Doctor Who. What? There were positives. The guy playing the villain I thought was excellent. Really good actor. Who would be great as a Doctor. Oh, truck me. He would be great as a Doctor. Oh, now I'm sadder. Oh man, he's got such a great voice, gravitas, you know, like this insanity. Oh man, so I thought it was great. It wasn't very queer, right? This was the what's the opposite? Not the queerest, the queerless, the least queer episode of queer Doctor Who. Yeah, hands down, it's the least queer. I guess because it's set in African culture, and you know they're not so on board for the uphill gardening down Lagos way, as I understand it. It's not so multicultural there, is it? See, and that's the thing. Why are we treating all cultures as equal, right? All cultures has things that are interesting, good about them, but like Nigeria does not have a refugee problem. There are not people saying, "Oh, fuck me, let me get to Nigeria. Oh, I'll have a free hotel and money and health. Oh, be awesome. There could be driving lessons and PS4s. They often have the PS3. We say, fuck you, mate. We're on a 4. You're lucky we didn't demand a 5. There's a 5 out yet? No, I don't care. I want it. Right? Oh, we love that. We love that down Lagos way. No one's saying that, are they? Right. Now, I'm not saying the people there are intrinsically worse or better. I mean, but that society is a non-desirable one, right? And I think that needs to be leaned into somewhat. Rather than just completely ignored, right? But yeah, there was really no connection to Doctor, because you need some Britishness in Doctor Who. Right, I'm just trying to think how the least. Okay, you could, Sandman had this very good issue. I think it was one of the early ones where he steps into African myth and he becomes black, right? And he's not. He always was, because everybody perceives him as being from their own culture, and it was a very African story. It was a beautiful story. Neil Gaiman was on fire. Neil Gaiman before he was in trouble. Oh, poor Neil Gaiman. Poor Neil Gaiman. I don't know. I think he got kinky. I don't think did he know he got out of line or not? I honestly don't know. Or is he already just lying? I don't know. But anyway, so you could do a thing with David Tennant's Doctor. I think it'll work with him. Has to step into like the realm of African, subconscious dream, and he becomes a black Doctor, right? And he's in a very African Doctor Who. And that might work as long as he steps out every now and again and is David Tennant. You need some Britishness to connect to. And zero. Nothing British about this whatsoever. The story concept, the script wasn't really done, in my opinion. I think he's overworked it, frankly. I found it extremely hard to follow. And not just because of the very thick accents. There were a lot of very thick accents. But I found it extremely hard to follow. There's one bit where Belinda leaves the TARDIS and you don't see her leave the TARDIS. It was really weird. She turns around and she's outside the TARDIS. There's something weird going on with that. Right? I guess. Again, they're in the fantasy world or something. I mean, of course, the fugitive Doctor shows up. Doctor Who shows up, as does Jodie, as does Troughton, as does most of them, actually, as a desperate grasp for credibility. You have none, right? No, you have none. I am sorry. It's weird. The fugitive Doctor turns up, like 2 minutes earlier, he was saying, I am the first Doctor to have this colour skin. So I feel so much more comfortable here. Oh, fuck you. If you were, then how come? Wait, what? What? The shields before you, or up? What? It doesn't make any fucking sense. Oh, fuck me. And a lot of things in it didn't really. It nearly worked, right? It nearly worked, but you needed a clear, unbiased mind to say, no, not clear enough. Clarify, right? That's what I would have done with my red pen in this script. I'll be clarify. I don't understand what you're talking about, right? But that being said, the central idea is very good for an African version of Doctor Who. I think very good, reasonably good. Okay, no, I'll say reasonably good for an African version of Doctor Who. So that's what this is. It's an African version of Doctor Who with an unfinished script, right? Because there's too many leaps in it. You keep going, what? Who's that? What's going on? What? And I did find myself looking at my phone a lot in this episode. And not at all, right? It was a good episode. You get my focus. Like the Romans. I just rewatched the Romans last week, right? I watched it over a couple of weeks, by watching an episode every now and then. When I was sitting around going, not ready to go to bed yet. 25 minutes to the trip. How about an episode of the Romans? Yeah, the Romans. And if you haven't seen the Romans, fucking awesome. Love the Romans, right? One of my all-time favorite Doctor Who's. So let me see if I can get the trailer for it, because this realization made the whole thing totally different. 1 second. Doctor Who, the Romans trailer. I'm sure I got the bloody trailer on my hard drive, but can't be able to find it. Is this it? Yeah, here you go. Doink. Now, the Romans, I suddenly realized, again, if you haven't seen this, or if you want to rewatch it, this revelation makes the whole thing different. If you imagine the first Doctor, not William Hartnell, maybe William Hartnell too, but the first Doctor is off his face on some kind of draconian crystal meth, right? The whole thing makes a lot more sense, right? You watch his performance in this. He is tripping balls throughout the entire of the Romans, right? There's a scene in it where he's playing the lyre, but he's playing it so you can't hear it. Say only clever people can hear it, and everybody pretends to hear it, and he's like, oh, he is off his face on some kind of Dalek Special K.
Like adventure, my dear, I can promise you an abundance of it.
You must be Maximus Battalion from Corinth, whose skill as a musician
Maximus Sight, baby, that's what I'll tell you.
Is talked of even in Rome.
I want you looking special at the slave auction. Some sort of...
Oh, yeah, no, there's a lot of masturbatory fancy material in this. Yeah. If you've never thought of banging Barbara, right, as a slave, you don't start, because you can't stop, right? You know that's going to be very good sex. I'm sorry. I think it should be up for it myself. But yeah, lots of masturbatory fancy material going on there. All I'm going to say to you is, as your rabbi, you will go blind.
Going on my child, and I've decided for my...
Well, they do dress her up in these really hot outfits as well. I'm like, oh no, don't give me more cleavage.
Don't think I must get to the bottom.
I am only flesh and blood, ladies and gentlemen. This is so much better than talking about tonight's Doctor Who.
I'm trying to get away from here.
Yeah, that's why I said, well, what you Doctor Who. Okay, William Hartnell, off his face on crystal meth.
The sooner I do it, the better.
All right, see you later.
Yes.
Oh no, because the camera only lingers on him. He's like, like bonkers.
Ian!
Emperor of all Rome! By tonight, all Rome will be ablaze. Kill anyone who tries to stop you. You are acting on orders from Caesar Nero, Emperor of all Rome.
Yeah, this is one of the all-time great historicals. I can't tell you how much I love this story. It's also so silly. I hoped I'll get more giggling Hartnell footage in this. Apparently not. Look, are you the Romans? Strike him, Waffly Centurion. And throw him to the floor. Throw him to the floor. So the next episode of Doctor Who was shit. Oh, unintelligible shit. Yeah, it was shit. I was just like, what was it? Yes. So much wrong with it. And if you saw my previous show, I was actually talking myself into liking this. I was like, this could be good. Again, I think it might have worked if there was some kind of anchor to British culture. If there's anything, it was a lifeline, right? But like, okay. So again, it looks like an African reboot of Doctor Who, which I wasn't really interested in watching. Frankly, I was bored to fucking tears, right, through most of it. And shooting is that's not the he doesn't have the acting chops to hold it, right? The guy playing the villain, he fucking did. He was awesome. Oh man, I really liked him. It was he gave a really layered performance, right? It was an interesting character. He did a good job with it, right? I know. It's just like that was really the only. I mean, the design was good. I think the member bearers was like, which was a lot of were unnecessary and irritating. I got at one point he was trying to recreate the feeling of watching Doctor Who on a flickering television set in a house in Nigeria. I got that, but his way of getting there didn't really work, right? And of course we had Jodie in it, not live. It's her saying again. It's like the polar opposite of a doctor. I really got to write that book, Eki Thump. Eki Thump, the worst year of Doctor Who ever. When Doctor Who stopped becoming Doctor Who. The worst year of Doctor Who ever until the next one. When Doctor Who stopped being Doctor Who. Yes. I really couldn't do that. Maybe that'll be my next project. I got too many things I want to do. Anyway, I will also be reviewing. My copy I was reading upstairs. So I got the oversized large copy here, which is good to hold up. Season 14. 2 stonking great episodes. Like both of them better, like yards better than anything they've had on TV since Capaldi for like 8 years. Yeah. If you don't know about season 14, we will talk about it. It's good Doctor Who. Oh, and that's why I like it. It's good Doctor Who. Oh, and if you just tuned in, I wasn't talking about tonight's episode. Not good Doctor Who. Naughty Doctor Who. Naughty. And I wanted to like it. Oh, let's get to the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to the chat. Hang on. I'll pull up a. Excuse me while I whip out a thumbnail. She cried. Jigger. Listen, I amuse myself, right? I mean, that's why I'm here. Verada. Okay, so for some reason I couldn't get AI to wrap it in cobwebs. Right, it wouldn't do it. Right, it just wouldn't do it. This is the closest I could get. I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I labored long and hard, but Verada, she was nothing but professional. I said, no, don't worry, Rabbi. Do you want to try a different bikini? I said, well, maybe, darling, maybe. We went through a few before we got to the orange. The orange works. I have to tell you, the orange does work. Here, let's get to the motion slide. Oh, this is again that technology has come to this. Oy vey. Where am I to go? There, doink. No, not that one. I think it's this one. It must be this one. Let's have a look. Yeah, there you go. But okay, you actually her bum isn't so good in that picture. I have to tell you, right? Frot's much better. But you know, it works for us. This episode can be brilliant, authentic, new take on Doctor Who. No, again, it wasn't connected to Doctor Who. This is however, what language they speak in Nigeria? Yeah, it's Nigerian, I guess. Here, let's see if I can. Let me do Google Translate. Translate. So we'll do English to, I guess, Nigerian. No, I don't want Spanish. Okay, let's see. Okay, there's no Nigerian. There's okay, fine. Now we gotta look up what language. Okay, that you don't have a fucking language means it's like not the country that not all cultures equal. Language do they speak in Nigeria? England. Fuck me. No. What? The official language is English, but it's spoken less frequently in rural areas amongst people of lower educated levels. Okay, other languages spoken then called Hausa. I said Google Translate as Hausa. Right? Hausa. Hausa? Oh, it's very Hausa. I know, really? I've never heard of Hausa. Has Google Translate. Hindu, Hebrew, we got it. Oh, Hausa, there you go. That's fine. Okay, fine. So we're going to do Doctor Who. Doctor Who. Okay. Lickitan Wayne. Yeah, this is a good episode of Lickitan Wayne. Lickitan Wayne. Oh, here, let me hit say it out. Oh, Lickitan Wani. Lickitan Wani. So this was a fine episode of Lickitan Wani. It was an okay episode. Apart from the Doctor, who was shit as always. But not as gay as normal. Not as gay as normal. Why wasn't it as gay as normal? Because it's an African episode. And those things do not clash, do they, baby? No, they don't. Fine. Let us get to the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Let us get to the chat. But Dr. Alex is here. There you go. Made it ahead of time. You should feel good about yourself. You should feel good about yourself about season 14. It is, I thoroughly enjoyed 000. I sent you a message saying that, right? I thoroughly enjoyed 000, which is episode 10, I think. I can't remember. I will be reviewing it tonight, and I'm excited to review it, right? So, yeah, that's always good news. Darren M is here. You're doing Darren M. That's PD Rich. Ian Scales is here. It says the right snob when it came to Tiz Wars. However, you spell it. Come on, Tiz Wars. Tiz Wars awesome. This is what they want. The Doctor is near. No. The Doctor is not near. Not in this episode. Okay, he's so bad as Doctor Who. All right, he just and it's getting more grating by the episode and less convincing. Oh god! And the more they put real Doctor Who's on screen with him, and also other fake Doctor Who's, the less Doctor Who he is. I know they just got it all so fucked up. I mean, they really do. Oh man, it's a shit show. It really is a shit show. Oh. Cannot stand. Anyway, Catherine Peters and quite rightly says it was so bad. You are indeed correct, Catherine. It was indeed so bad. No, we're up to Mr. Matter, thank you for joining us. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, running late as I need to go get ciggies back in a short while. Well, listen, if you've got to go for a ciggy run, you've got to go for a ciggy run. I cannot argue with you there, sir. I only smoke one day of the year on Purim, which is like in March, right? It's BD into a supermarket run and he's knackered. Oh, fuck me. Actually, I kind of like the supermarket we normally go to. Where are we up to? Fine. Darren episode loaded. Robert Bain is here. Doing Robert Bain, as is Mrs. Lisa Pertwee. Hello, Mrs. Lisa Pertwee. Is the Doctor going to be regenerated being flung off a roof by Islamists? That would be fantastic, right? That would be fantastic. Oh my god, I will piss myself laughing. That is the way this Doctor needs to go. Again, I really want to write a book, Ecky Thump, right, about the Jodie, but then I'll follow up with Queered to Death, which would be this era where Doctor Who was queered to death. Yeah. It's. I know. Something else. I said I'll wait till I get to the review of the actual episode. Right. By the way, I am so digging Cunning Monkey's website and his Matrix editions and his new special effects. New special effects on couple of things really make it better. Was it Vengeful and Varus? However, this is what I want for the new effects on Vengeful and Varus. No one's done it yet, right? You know when Jason Conroy is all like trussed up, gay masturbatory fantasy style. Beat me. Oh no, don't oil my nipples. No, right? John, why are you so quiet in the booth there? No reason. What they should have, the effect is having like crackling energy coming out from that gun all the time, and then every now and again it can coalesces in one spot and zaps him, and he goes right. That would actually make more sense. You're building up more tension, right? I would love someone to do that. Anyway, where are we up to now? Fine. Jonathan Cox is how you doing, Jonathan Cox? I'm glad you got that nice blue avatar. It always does stand out to me. Paul Tosin, how you doing? Fusion Doctors, and I know. But again, they contradicted themselves at the same but I think it's supposed to not make sense. I think that's where they are with it. They want it to not make sense, right? You got to. Well, it doesn't make sense, and that's the way they made it. So you got to assume that's the way they wanted to make it to not make sense, right? And yet, no, it really genuinely doesn't make any sense. More people were in the time machine chat than usual. There's not much to watch today. Well, what can you do? I do like your time machine. I am looking forward to your next one though, Conan. Right, I really think I'm doing a book on tape of Fahrenheit 451 because I think it's my favorite book. But I've got to find the perfect AI voice to read it. Right, I can't think of who that would be. Right, I love Fahrenheit 451. Never. That was a bit of a nothing burger of an episode. I didn't dislike it. It wasn't really involved with it either. Exactly, because it's made for a totally foreign culture to you. And again, I'm fine with other cultures featuring prominently in Doctor Who. I mean, that's a cool thing. That's a fun thing. But it's got to be tethered to British culture, which this wasn't in any way. Right? It just really wasn't, right? It really genuinely wasn't. David Mullins here. I feel that the last 8 years have been devastating for Doctor Who in general. I've had to attach myself, I think, to Capaldi as a breaking point when it comes to after is something other. Yeah, no, it is. Right? Look, there's a reason, there's a reason that, I think everything after Capaldi isn't canon. Right? What was I saying that was dirty? I can't remember. It was just a couple of minutes ago. Hang on. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay, Jason Connery, that's the only thing he had going for him. It was a gay masturbatory fantasy. That was it. Literally it. So do the LMG is Nigerian? No. Yeah, it makes less sense than that. I saw you reply to my message. I just haven't. I'm doing a show. Nice. I was like, well, yeah. I do. Listen, Belinda is nice. She's the best thing about this production. No question. Nelly B. Sorry, I didn't say your name. Tom Beetroot is there. How you doing, Tom Beetroot? Well, there. What's going on here? Terrible things that you should not tell your mother about, right? Premium level clickbaiting. Well, thank you very much. I actually take that as a compliment. Oh, you know about my thumbnail. Wait, here you go. Give us a 12, darling. Give us a 12. There you go. Look. Me and Verona, we go way back, baby. We go way back. And I said, Verona, I just need a thumbnail, baby. It's okay. Just a bit of green screen. It'll be cool, right? She was happy to. Genuinely. Yes, this is what technology has come to. Strident Whiston is here. It says, hi, Gavin. Okay. I don't know how to take it. People never clickbaiting. Well, no, because it's not clickbaiting. You're literally here. All right, okay? I mean, you got here before you've already been baited at this point. Now you're being paid off for the bait, right? It works out. The hair grey was unintentionally hilarious. It kept Marilyn going full Samuel Jackson. Yeah, I forgot about that. I'm glad you reminded me. Yeah, it wasn't. There's so much about this that wasn't that good. Strider Winston says, "Oh, the new season is better than ever." By the way, it's certainly better than its first season, hands down. I'll say every episode this season has been better than the best episode last season. I can't even think of what was the best episode last season. They're all pretty turgid. This has been hands down better. The fundamental problem with it is it's Shurigawa, right? Terribly cast, right? And then most of the episodes have been very queer. Well, this one wasn't because it was very African, and never the twain shall meet. Modern shows, Dr. Last of Us. They made the boys. I know. Last of Us. I didn't even bother watching the second episode. Well, first episode was okay. Didn't the Doctor visit the Aztec in the first season? Yeah. That was but I don't see how that connects to it. But yes, he did. That was a pretty good story. He had that little love story with Kamika making coffee, all that thing, making cocoa, I should say. Where are we up to? Fine. So let me find an image from the episode. We'll start waiting through this episode. Hang on. There we go. Doctor Who. The engine. What's it called again? The story and the engine. Why can't it be called the story engine? Yeah. Maybe it's the engine and the story. No, I was right. Okay, fine. Let me get an image. Let's see if I can pull out a bunch. I'll pull out a bunch of them. What we got? There you go. That's a reasonably good one. Another major problem with Shurigawa as a Doctor, it is the Doctor shouldn't be so into themselves, right? This Doctor is very, very into himself, right? And it's to me, it's really not Doctorish behavior at all, right? It's kind of like anti the Doctor. Hang on, this one. We've got a picture of the villain, and there's another woman as well. Yeah, the whole thing is so confusing. I'm probably going to forget details and stuff, right? Because it's a confused episode. It just is, right? It needs a harsh editing, right? Is how I would. I put up the wrong thing. Now I'm putting it. Come back here. There you go. It needs a harsh editing. All right. Too many things were not explained. And again, I don't know where to start with the problems though, because I think the fundamental problem was how it was detached from British culture. All right, yeah. The fundamental problem was it was completely detached from any form of British culture, right? Which is so central to Doctor Who. Right, it works when you place African culture within British culture or have some kind of tether, but there was none, right? There really genuinely was none, and it was just like I found it unengaging, probably for that reason, right? Secondly, again, this is something that needs to be set up a lot more than it was. So he says this is the first time he's been black, and so he feels more comfortable going to a barbershop in Lagos. And Belinda's like, well, doesn't the TARDIS do your hair? Says, no, I go there for belonging, and all that stuff is really fun, right? That stuff's very good. But this would have been much better as an ongoing thread throughout his tenure, that he keeps going back there. All right, to get a haircut. Like the first episode is like, I need a haircut. Right, cut to there. Right, and he goes back there, like maybe every episode of the season or several times. I like every episode of the season. I think it's kind of fun. Right, I think that would really ground him in African culture, which I think would make black culture, I'd say, which I think would really help appeal to him, and maybe would engage him more as an actor because he's not very engaged in this role. Like, and he's not very, although he's just not. Is he a bad actor or is he a lazy actor? I think he's a lazy actor that I think has been allowed to be lazy because people want him to be black and queer, right? Doctor Who does Desmond's, yeah, but exactly. But Desmond still worked because it was in England, right? And we went to places like that within England, right? But but I think they built up some kind of continuity that probably would have been much more effective. Right, and then in the second season when something goes wrong, the stakes are really there. There were no stakes, right? So we start off. We're in this barber shop, and everyone's got this like comically long, big hair. The doctor's not there yet, right? And there's one guy's telling a story as the barber cuts his hair, right? So again, this seems like a very culturally African or culturally black thing to do. I don't know, right? It's a cultural thing to do that, and it seems fun and nice, right? But there's something very dark about this that it's somehow draining the storyteller. Yeah, as you get a haircut, you tell a story, and it drains the storyteller and it feeds the barber, right? You get a feeling the barber's malevolent and evil. So what was the TARDIS? For some reason, starts flashing red. I can't remember why. And then he goes out to get the acclimator or whatever the stupid thing is called to connect him to 2025, right? That thing, that's the ongoing MacGuffin. And he's like, well, no, he wants to go there as well. So he goes there in 2019. And some reason Vrada's in the States and the TARDIS. I can't remember why. Right? So that happens a lot this episode. Some reason something happens and I can't remember why. Right? It was kind of written a little bit like a dream where things like, especially with this scene where she leaves the TARDIS. And she doesn't. She's just outside. It's really weird. Right? The TARDIS alarm goes off when the barbershop opens up. Thank you, Robert Payne. Yeah, that is indeed happening. No, he's a massive DE actor, been promoted above his station by the Scottish Conservatoire. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, that's what every evidence shows me. I've not seen him do a good job ever. Right? It's like, I've seen black actors, I've seen gay actors, and normally when they're good, they're not playing who they are. Right? They can play other things as well. Sorry, I think a certificate more woke probably. Anyway, so the doctor is going to his barber shop where he goes and hang out, and it says it's a community thing. And again, that stuff I kind of like, but it really, really would have worked so much better had they been doing this all along, right? Rather than just in this one episode. I mean, like this actually probably would have been better as a longer form novel. Maybe, right? Look, this really reeks of inexperience in writing for TV. And also, I say, look, another problem with this is, Inua Elms, I believe his name is. He's this is his culture, raison d'etre, whatever. I think both. But I think, before you do something, you head into something so personal like this, you should, get the basics of storytelling down. Like, I can't remember if I said it on air or I said it to Dan, right? I said, before Robert Holmes can write The Deadly Assassin, he needs to write The Crotons, right? You need to do simple, very non-personal Doctor Who, right? That just does Doctor Who doing Doctor Who-y things. Before you can pull something like this off. All right. But also, Rusty Davis pushed him to do the barbershop thing. He had other ideas. And they basically forced him to do this barbershop thing, which is something that he'd done before. Right? So fine, the doctor goes in. And it was like, no, he gets it. And he's... it turns out, they're all trapped in there. And they're having to tell stories to this evil barber dude that powers they're in flight somewhere, right? The crows are the South African farmers, exactly. They're in flight somewhere. And the engine of it is telling the stories, right? And they're all kind of exhausted. And for some reason, Belinda's trapped in the TARDIS. I can't remember why, right? I can't remember why. But it's all going red and crazy again. And then there's this thing, as he tells the story, the window turns into a visual representation of the story. He tells a story about Belinda, and again, it doesn't really work because he only just met her, right? But he tells the story about Belinda. He's talking about like he's known her for decades. Like he said, my friend Belinda, somebody was ill, something in the hospital, and she ended up she wanted to go home for a birthday or something, but she diagnosed her and said she needed this, and she was right. And she ended up staying with her all night and not going home for Nan's birthday. And then, a week or two later, the woman shows up with some flowers and says, thank you, essentially. Right? Okay. So, so that was a story that, like, fed them. And then so then they open up. The Doctor manages to open up the door, and again he's written shit, and he is shit in this. Like he's just what is going on, And this actually would work if they went more. Like okay, the Church on Ruby Road, which was one of the few episodes I actually enjoyed. I thought he was good in it. I like the introduction of fantasy, magic, whimsy to Doctor Who. That seems to be not terrible for me. Like Doctor Who's always been about a British whimsy, right? Which okay, and that's the way they were going. They're kind of explaining magic in a scientific way with the rope stuff, with the goblins, right? And yeah, it just was shit, unfortunately. But I like that idea in general. Right, a whole like a magical type of science, right? Was it? I was following the rabbis work so closely. I nearly thought you were saying that they were all trans in the. I think bloody hell, typical. Wow, they probably were, weren't they? They're all trapped in there. Well, what else up to? Fine. So he opens the door of the barber shop, and it's a good sequence and good effect shot as he gets sucked out into like space, and you see that pull back. You see they're on a giant robotic African art looking spider crunching across reality, and it's really weird, right? And the barbershop is on the back of the spider, right? It's a really strange image, and again, I think it works much better for what's it called again? Hang on, Likitan Wani, which is Doctor Who in one of the many languages of Nigeria. Likitan Wani, right? It's African Doctor Who. It's not Doctor Who. And so like this also leaning into a more magical thing. You can explain it sciencely from like what's the one? It was one of the Tennant ones, right? Where he was at the edge of the universe, right? And he led in myth and legend. You can say that. And there's other stuff. There's places you could go about it. Doogie Howard language. I'm trying. Our language by Robert Payne. I did say hello to you, didn't I? I'm pretty sure. If I haven't, I have now. TARDIS time here. Was it bad? Yes. Sadly, yes, it was bad. As I was just saying, it was bad. Anyway, firstly, it wasn't Doctor Who. They had no Britishness about this whatsoever. It was completely African. That's why I call it. What's it called again? It's called Likitan Wani. Yeah, that's what it was. Lick your own, mate. So yeah, the Doctor's trapped in this Sapphire Steel S barbershop. Right, that's the way I've explained it. He's trapped in this Sapphire Steel S barbershop, and they're having to tell stories, and then this woman walks in, and he like and Shooter recognizes her, and the woman's working with the evil barber, and they're and Shooty recognizes her, and then it just gets confused. Honestly, then it really gets confused. I have really no idea what's going on. A giant robot sort of like Wild Wild West. Yes, but they didn't explain it. He just looked at it and went, "Oh wait, that's got like here. What's it? I got a picture of it over here. Where is it? We go over here. We'll go to Pocket Mags. Hang on. Doink. Over here. Here we go. Doink. Stop screen. Share screen. Here we go. So yeah, like African mask, what you see, it's got like joints and stuff, and it's clearly meant to be a giant robotic spider. It's not supposed to be a real spider, and it's walking on the back of this weird web stuff. And again, I thought the design of this is really interesting and exciting, but yeah, we need some connection to British culture. This is a British show. Yeah, Joe Martin isn't. So anyway. Oh, what the hell happened? So, hang on. Belinda gets out the TARDIS somehow. You don't see her leaving with Sunshine. She's outside the TARDIS. And she finds her way into the barbershop eventually after getting in trouble for breaking something or stealing something. Again, it was very confused. And then there's a confrontation with the woman who's allowed to go in and out, and this guy, and not this guy, the barber, no, and the doctor, and she knows the doctor, and you're like, this is from the doctor's past, and she said, yes, you screwed me over, and it flashes back, and it's not Shooty standing there, it's Joe Martin standing there. So actually film new Joe Martin stuff, right? Yeah, I was like, and she's awful as a doctor. I said, I was a fugitive at the time, wasn't I? I mean, fuck me, they're all so fucking awful as the doctor. And the more they lean into it, the less legitimate it is. I'm sorry, you should just try doing normal Doctor Who, right? You should just like stop with the gimmicks, stop with the tricks. Just try to stop doing normal Doctor Who. And by the way, the reason they don't make African Doctor Who is because no fucker's going to watch it. Is the bottom line, right? The reason this is, I think squatting somewhat in somebody else's garden is because it wouldn't grow in its own. And anyway, so something about he used to be mortal, the bad guy. He's actually very, very good, right? He used to be mortal. And he became a servant of the gods. Oh, first he says he is all the gods. He's like, I'm Loki and whatever, Dionysus, and I'm all these things. And they go, no, you're lying, you're not that at all. And so he was a servant of them, and he's built his evil master plan is he's built up this weird web of cultures and stories, right? And he wants to get to the heart of it. So then if he shatters them, he won't destroy all the stories and destroy the gods because of it. That's what he wants to do. And then the resolution of it is, I mean, look how quickly I've gone through this thing. There's nothing there. The resolution of it is the Doctor very clunkily makes his whole life the story, right? And but before Joe, so the first season, the first scene, he was saying he's the first time he's been black, and then this woman shows up in the barbershop who he has a history with, and the history is with the fugitive Doctor who's black. What? Tarzan and Jodie's going. Jodie was in tonight, right? Jodie was in tonight. So yeah, he tells him he plugs his whole life story in, which is essentially the plot of the Rings of Akatan, which was also shit, into the story engine that blows it up, I think. And so you get you get like Troughton, you get all the other doctors essentially like name check. So at first it's like on a little black and white TV on the in this rickety room, and it did feel like Elms, that's his name, is trying to recreate a magical moment of his past. And I think that I no problem with that whatsoever. It's just like it was not done well, sadly, right? It didn't really, it didn't work, right? It didn't work. I mean, it's a bottom bloody line. Oh man, yeah, shooters too. Oh yeah, I forgot. They went a bit. They talked about slavery. And again, the biggest slavers in the world were the Africans. Excuse me. Where do you think white people bought their slaves from? Normally, other black people. Yes. Oh, this revisionist history is just like fuck off. Slavery is a bad thing, but saying it's the thing that white people did is a lie, which is also a bad thing. White people exclusively did. Excuse me. It's the entire world did it. Yes, what white people did, so did black people. Blah, 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 blah. But anyway, so they're talking about how they would, the women would continue their stories by the secret language woven into their Nigerian hair or whatever it was that she weaves into Shooter's hair because she turns on the barber guy for some reason I didn't notice or make sense. I was too again. This was a very unengaging, dull episode, which didn't make a lot of sense. Like, hey, Tzvi, do you think the ratings will go below 1 million? Below 1 million overnight, you mean? I don't know. I doubt it. That sounds really low. But who knows? Look, this is going to be like... I'm intrigued to see what next week's will be like. Well, although the quality doesn't really affect the ratings, as far as I can tell at this point, they're so low. The ratings are already so low, right? It's it doesn't make the point's already made, right? I think we'll go to 1.2, maybe. I think that could certainly happen. I go to what? Maybe. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Anyway, so there's a secret language in the weaves they gave each other that passed on. So she gave him the route to the center with a weave haircut, which he read, and then again very African. I get it, and they make it to the center, and the center is like this big heart-shaped thing. It says, "Yes, the story is really a heart." Yeah, okay, fine. And he plugs his whole life in, and he gets a bit Patrick Troughton, a bit of Jodie. Oh, when there is in trouble, I always help. No, you don't, you fucking lying cunt. Oh, wait. Did you vote Brexit? Oh, a bit busy. Can't help you now, I'm afraid. I've got to wash my hair. I got the scissor in the TARDIS. So anyway, they because it blows up, the bad guy turns good and lets everybody out, and they all run out of the barber shop through a gloopy wall, see-through wall thing. And then the doctor doesn't make it out, but then he does, along with the bad guy. Pandragon says, this is the weird AI thumbnails of women. TF. He's laughing. Yes, that's me. That was. I should show you the animated one for tonight, which was actually, I would say, significantly better than the episode. Frankly, right? There you go. Zomonic Camo Jake Zero says, who that character was supposed to be makes zero sense. How the engine worked makes zero sense. Who the guy was makes zero sense. The transitions make sense. So they all made it. And so now he's good, the bad guy. And why is she there? Why wouldn't she be there? She was the companion. She should be there. I really wanted to have her like wrapped in web, but AI just wouldn't listen to me. Right? She said, "No, we want to go for the more like jiggly approach." I'm like, "Oh, okay then." So yeah, then the bad guy is good at the end, and the guy who owns the barbershop, the doctor always went to, never heard of it before, always went to, retires and gives the barbershop to the bad guy. Yeah. It really was. I mean, like, again, this was written back in the time when having a black story would make it critic proof. You weren't allowed to. Thankfully, that is over now, right? Yeah, it wasn't. They had some very good ideas in there, some great visuals, one very good performance. Like this guy, the barber guy, should be the doctor. He so much more than Shooty Gatwa. Oh my god, right? Absolutely, he was really great, but like. It was, I don't know, an undercooked script that didn't make sense, had no connection to British culture, that had some good ideas within it, right? I think that's how I would describe it. Yeah, I think that's how I would do it. But after the deep dive review tomorrow will be more in depth because I have no clue. Like, genuinely, no, like... It made zero impact on me. Like, it really did. I mean, what the rating's going to be? I don't know. I don't think it matters at this point. I think it's cooked. I think it's over. Thank God, right? I think there's only a few more episodes. 3 more. And then we got the war between the land and the sea. But we'll be over Christmas. Who knows? But who cares? I mean, like... They may be doing a 3rd season. I'd be really surprised, right? I really would be surprised. It seems to have done very badly, but listen, look how badly all the Disney stuff had done, and they still made Snow White, right? Like, what the hell? You trying to deny your right wing? Said Pendragon. Well, firstly, there's nothing wrong with being right wing. Most people think of them as the center. However, the left wing's gone insane. Like, women don't have PPs, right? That didn't used to be a left-wing thing, that women have to have a PP. No, women don't have PPs. No, generally speaking, no. And that's what's killed this era of Doctor Who. It's been queered to death by Ross D. Davis. And yeah, look, there was this insane thing saying, well, not this episode, though. Amazingly, this is the least queer episode that they've ever done, right? It's qualitatively better than Rosa. Where is it in the ranking of the season? Let's have a think. We had, well, there are 5 episodes so far. So we had, what's the first I Hate White Men one? What's it called again? Not Space Babies, one with the robots. Robot Revolution. Followed that was... Oh, why don't I just look this up? Because it's only a few weeks ago. But that's how forgettable it is. Robot Revolution. Okay, I'm looking it up. Doctor Who. Episode guide. There we go. How's it going again? Joy to fuck off. That was horrible. Robert Lux. Again, the only reason they said it in my they mentioned Lux in this one's episode. Yeah, this guy was a servitor of all of them. So, what was worse, Robot Revolution or Lux? Pretty equally bad, actually. The World was a better one. And then, okay, I'm going to say the ranking thus far. So where would ranking thus far before this episode was Lucky Day the worst, then Robot Revolution, then Lux. No, then Lux, then Robot Revolution, and then The Whirl. So where does this fit in? It is somewhere around Lux and Robot Revolution. It's very, samey, frankly. I don't know. I just don't know what they're bloody thinking. I really don't. Because none of this is like, oh yeah, that's going to work. Like nobody sane would think any of this is ever going to work in any way, shape, or form. Right? They just genuinely not. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to have to. I'm going to have a poo. Actually, that's my first thing I'm going to do. Then I'm going to grab a something to eat, and I'm going to be on Dan's stream. 10-15 minutes, I guess. Oh man, I wish it was good. Right? That's really where I am. I wish it was good. I'm fucked off that it's not good. I wish I liked it. I liked The Whirl. The Week of the World so much better when it was I forgot season 13. There you go. Thank you, Dr. Alex. Where was I? I like that week when we all could be generally positive about it. Anyway, okay. 2 Doctor Who stories I'm covering today. Season 14. Season 14 is the 3rd volume in the Alex Lees, the Dr. Alex Peter Capaldi era post Twice Upon a Time, which acknowledges the Jodie regeneration and says goodbye to it in a very, very nice way. I think it works nicely. I liked it that it's a different creative voice doing Doctor Who, and I liked it was an authentic one. The first volume is a typical season of single parters and 2 and 3 parters, doing like fun stuff. I do like the old Mondas stuff. And then the second season, which I liked a lot, which is one continuing narrative, and that's like steampunk part of the universe, right? The diesel punk, I should say, part of the universe. So that there's a lot of good old time scares in there, like mummy chases and things like that. I really like that one. So the third volume, it's other writers writing it as well as Dr. Alex, including me. I did a chapter. So this is Lonnie. Lonnie Reb wrote the first one, which is called, I'm going to look it up because I'm never going to remember it. The second one's easy to remember, right? Is Death at the Edge of the Universe. So this is kind of a fun little travelogue one where the crew is the Capaldi Doctor, Romana, and K9. It's if you go to Dr. Alex's channel, he does he has AI readings by Peter Capaldi, and he also does his own presentation of them. In this one, it had who was it? Not Vincent Price. Was it Vincent Price? I can't remember who was there. Right, who was in it? That was really quite fun. So the Dr. and Romana show up at this point in the far future where the universe is shrinking, I recall. And they end up on this voyage, as it were, to see the edge of the universe, which is not normally possible. It's too far away. And then it's kind of like a Murder on the Orient Express. The evil daring do's and mysteries happen within, and it's an enjoyable episode of Doctor Who. The one I really preferred a lot, which I thought was one of my favorite episodes so far, is the first of a 3-parter. The next one called 0000. Which is written by hang on. There we go. Daniel Callahan and Oliver M. Goldblatt. I'm not sure who they are, but they're doing an excellent old media guy. Did an excellent job on this one. It's got a great pre-title sequence where the Doctor and Romana show up somewhere and it doesn't really make any sense. There's different places colliding simultaneously, and then the sun explodes and kills them, right? If a pre-title sequence, the sun would explode, then the title will start. Then you'll have as the titles finish, the sun's exploding and they get killed, right? next thing they know, they wake up and they're trying to work out what happened. They're in a strange place that clearly isn't real, doesn't make any sense. And they're investigating it and trying to work out what's going on. There are different clues they follow throughout the well, again, it's the first of 3 parts, so we haven't reached a resolution yet. You build up the cast of characters. You get to like the main character. You get to know is the woman who keeps the bed and B&B, and she is always making cups of tea. Then you've got this other, clearly from another reality, this other group of soldiers like break into them, and they're like they're super violent. People end up getting killed. The Doctor's off trying to discover what's going on. He's gone on a different thread, so he's gone and met this scientist guy. At the same time, and the TARDIS has vanished. So towards the end of the episode, an alien presence shows up in a really cool way, which I could really see it in my mind's eye. Right, it was really working well. At the same time, juxtaposed to like the adventure with the Doctor coming to a head. It was like Doctor Who, right? It wasn't telling me that slavery was bad. We all agree slavery is bad, right? We don't all agree that white people are uniquely bad for slavery. No, excuse me. Everybody is slavery. Will you stop? Including black people. Yeah, so yeah, no. No, leave me alone. No. Another swig and a miss on TV Doctor Who. Doctor Who want Dr. Alex. And go buy his books on tape. Certainly buy his AI books on tape, reading other things. But buy his Doctor Who books on tape. Right. He makes money out of it, so that is a good thing. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to hit the end broadcast when I'm going to hit it again. Say good night, good luck, and may your God.